Welcome to the role of purpose in leadership. So I have a question for you. What would change in your leadership approach if every decision you made began with this question? Does this fulfill our higher mission? So let's be real. Leadership without purpose is like a ship without a navigation system. Now you might be moving, but you have no clue if you're headed in the right direction. Leaders who inspire, leaders who create a lasting impact are those that operate with a clear sense of mission. Do you have that? So let's think about some of those influential leaders in history. They didn't just respond to the chaos around them. They acted with intention. Leadership isn't about control. It's about clarity. Let me say that again. Leadership isn't about control. It's about clarity. It's about making sure every action aligns with something bigger than the present moment. So here's another question that I want you to sit with. Are you leading with purpose, or are you just managing circumstances? Think about that for a second. Here's a story for you. Let's take a quick trip back to the year 1900. Now, a journalist named John Watkins wrote an article in the Saturday Evening Post predicting what life would look like 100 years in the future. Now, before you dismiss him as just another fortune teller, let's check out what he got right. Cell phones, he predicted them. Television, he saw that coming too. A year before the first transatlantic radio transmission and 30 years before the BBC began using television technology, Watkins predicted live television broadcasts of world events. That's amazing, right? Faster global travel, he nailed that. He even predicted Uber Eats, more or less. This is what he said. Ready-cooked meals will be brought from establishments similar to our bakeries of today. They will purchase materials in tremendous wholesale quantities and sell the cooked foods at a price much lower than the cost of individual cooking. Food will be served hot or cold to private houses in pneumatic tubes or automobile wagons, right? Now, it wasn't perfect. And of course, not everything he wrote came true. He thought we would have gone full sci-fi by now with cities encased in glass domes, kind of like the Jetsons. But the key lesson isn't about getting every prediction right or every prediction perfect. It's about thinking ahead. Now, Watkins didn't have a crystal ball. I have a crystal ball, by the way. Here's my crystal ball. He didn't have a crystal ball. What he had was foresight, the ability to recognize patterns, anticipate change, and align decisions with what is coming next. That is your job as a leader. Your purpose is the anchor that keeps your organization steady, even as the future unfolds in often unpredictable ways. So I ask myself, as a leader, am I reacting to the present, or am I heading with the future in mind? Am I only focused on the immediacy of the present, or am I thinking about the big future? Here are some key principles of purpose that I want you to add to your leadership toolbox. Number one, purpose creates stability in disruption. When everything around you is shifting, market trends, workforce demographics, global crises, purpose is what keeps your team grounded. Leaders who operate without a clear purpose struggle to maintain momentum when challenges arrive. So if your team doesn't know why they do what they do, then every challenge feels like a crisis. But when purpose is at the core of leadership, obstacles become stepping stones and not roadblocks. Number 2, purpose inspires trust and engagement. People don't give their best to organizations. They give their best to missions they believe in. When you communicate a strong purpose, you give people a reason to show up beyond just collecting a paycheck. That's important. Think about it. If your employees were asked why they work for your organization, would they say, hey, it's just to pay the bills? If they say that, then you've got work to do. Purpose ignites loyalty, engagement, and commitment. Number 3, purpose aligns present decisions with future needs, right? We're talking about the future here. Purpose aligns present decisions with future needs. Purpose isn't just a warm and fuzzy concept. It is strategic. It guides decisions in moments of uncertainty, and we really need that right now. It creates consistency in leadership actions, and that is so important. It prepares teams for the long game, not just for the short-term wins. So this is where we connect back to Watkins' story. His foresight helped him anticipate the shifts ahead. Leaders who embed foresight into their leadership don't just prepare their teams for the future, they inspire them to build it. All right. You have some work to do. I want you to take your time and really get into the activity that is outlined for this lesson. I want you to define your leadership purpose statement. Your task is to take the abstract and make it practical. We are doing the thing here in this course. I want you to have practical application. So step 1, reflect. Think about a leadership decision you made recently. What was the situation? What factors influenced your decision? Did your decision align with a bigger mission, or was it purely reactive? Step 2, assess. Look at that decision through the lens of purpose. If you had been 100% clear on your mission, your values, what would you have done differently? I really want you to wrestle with that question. All right. And then also ask yourself, what was missing? Self-reflection is so important. Step 3, align. Now, I want you to draft a leadership purpose statement that reflects what truly drives your decision making. What drives your decision making? And you might want to think about what drives the decisions of your organization. For example, here's a statement. I lead to create spaces where diverse perspectives thrive, where challenges are opportunities, and where my team is equipped to build the future, not just react to it. All right, so make sure that whatever statement you come up with aligns with your values and your mission. Step 4, discuss and refine. If possible, discuss your statement with a small group or your team. See what insights others may have, what tweaks you can make, and does it feel authentic to your leadership style? I'm not trying to tell you how to lead, only that your leadership should reflect your values, your purpose, your mission. So at the end of this exercise, you'll have a guide for your leadership, one that aligns your actions today with the legacy you want to leave behind. So my final thoughts before you get to work. Purpose is not discipline. It's not a feeling. Purpose isn't something you have. is something that you practice. It's embedded in how you make decisions, communicate, and show up for your team. Thinking about John Watkins. John Watkins understood something many leaders today still struggle with. Foresight is never 2020, but having purpose gives you a direction. Your challenge isn't predicting the future. It's building a team that is motivated and equipped to step into it. So now let's put that into action. As a reminder, for those who purchase this course, you have access to the Workforce Disruption Readiness Guidebook, which includes a leadership self-assessment that will help you refine your purpose-driven leadership framework. Make sure you check out that resource. And just to sum everything up, purpose-driven leadership fosters trust, engagement, and stability. Foresight isn't about predicting, it's about preparing. Man, I love that. And finally, your leadership purpose statement is your anchor. Use it. All right, let's get to work.